And just as rules apply for public hearings, you ask the petitioner to come forward and state what they're looking to do, and then ask if there's any opposition to the petition in the audience, and then you would eventually close the hearing and make a determination.
Is the client here today?
He's on Zoom.
Oh, good. So, and what's his name?
Oh, Arthur, we can't hear you.
Your mic is muted.
You have them all off.
Arthur, you have to wiggle your mouse, and then in the bottom left, you just click the little microphone thing.
Oh, okay. All right, I did. All right. Sorry. You have to understand, I'm a little bit computer illiterate here.
That's okay.
If it please the board, my name is Arthur Perlman. I represent 2370 Main Inc. It's seeking a transfer of the package store all alcohol liquor license currently held by J&K Enterprises LLC for the premise at 2370 Main Street in Warren. And we're also requesting a pledge of that license to Rockland Trust, which bank is financing our purchase of the business. Published notice of the hearing was accomplished by your town. I sent you a check, by the way. It went out yesterday. Mailed notice to abutters is not required for a transfer of a license. 2370 Main is a Massachusetts corporation. Pragnesh Patel is the sole officer, director, and shareholder. Pragnesh Patel is currently living at 380 Cross Street in Winchester, Massachusetts. Mr. Patel owns businesses located in Tewksbury, Gardner, Leeds, and Palmer in Massachusetts, all of which have alcohol licenses. 2 have beer and wine, and 2 have all alcohol. Pray Patel will be the manager of this business and will spend at least 40 hours a week at this location. Pray is currently training for this business at Pragnesh Patel's store in Palmer. So he's been practicing there, working there, I shouldn't say practicing. He's working there to gain the experience so that when he comes here, he will have been in the business for quite a period of time. Pray Patel lives in Ludlow, Massachusetts. As I said, he's currently training at the store in Palmer. We request that the business be opened at 2370 Main Street in Palmer. Currently open 7 days a week with hours of 8 to 11, Monday through Saturday, and Sunday 10 to 11. And we're asking for those hours to remain. The layout of the store will be as it is now and as per the floor plan that was submitted with our application. Both Pragnesh Patel and Pray Patel, already having been in the liquor business, are familiar with the law relative to the sale of alcohol. Additionally, both Pragnesh and Pray have already completed TIPS program and have their certification. Pragnesh and Pray will not only uphold the statutory law, but will familiarize themselves with any rules or regulations that may be particular to the town of Warren regarding the sale of alcohol. I'm respectfully requesting this board approve the transfer of license currently held by J&K Enterprise LLC for the premise at 2370 Main Street in Warren to 2370 Main Inc., as well as a pledge of the license to Rockland Trust. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arthur.
Anybody in the pool, or we have to?
You could open it up to the board to see if the board has any questions for Mr. Perlman, and then ask if there's any opposition to the transfer.
Board, do you have any questions?
Yeah, right now it says naming Pragnesh Patel as manager, but on the application it has Pray Patel as manager.
Yeah, Pray Patel is a manager.
So
Patel's going to be the manager.
paying for the license?
Oh, yeah, you have Pragnesh Patel on here.
Sorry. It's
Or is
Pray.
it Rockland Trust? Because right now,
No.
on the license and certificate, it says Prey Patel. Was it posted as Pregnesh Patel?
I don't know that. I believe I did it just straight as what he
Where does
said.
it, I'm sorry. Where does it have Pragnesh Patel as the manager?
It's on our meeting notes.
So it was posted.
On your, no, oh, okay. On our application, it's Prey Patel.
Okay, how was it posted though?
I think it is posted incorrect. It's prejudice.
Gotta repost it then, right?
Well, if there's no opposition, if there's some opposition to this, then I would say you'd have to repost it.
So we can move forward?
If there's,
Or would we get challenged later on?
I mean, I don't know if anybody is, objecting to Pregnesh Patel as a manager. I mean, if there's somebody that is objecting to Prey Patel as a manager, then you could have a problem, because it was advertised as Pregnesh Patel as manager.
Do you have any questions?
I was just curious, the license goes to the mortgage holder? as opposed
Well,
to-
it's committed, there's a commitment for, I'm assuming that this gentleman was gonna have a loan? Have some
Yeah,
loan, Mr. Pearlman?
Yes.
Yeah, so,
The application on, section 10, it shows that Rockland Trust is going to be loaning them money down in the, third box down.
so they wanna make sure that license is available, to them if this guy defaults.
So we have to do they would be the co-manager then, right?
No, they wouldn't manage it, they would be just
Because if
a
the
lien holder.
license,
A pledge of license is only in the event of a default on the loan.
Correct.
And the event of a default on a loan, that's their security, sort of like a lien, like a UCC lien. Only this is a pledge on the license, so that if he ever defaulted on his loan, they would have a right to request that you transfer a license, which you could do or not do based upon who they bring in. But if they found a buyer, Pregnesh Patel already has like 4 other business with license. He's a very successful business person. So it's never going to happen, but the bank has to protect itself in the event that something happens. So they always take a pledge of a license. Whenever a bank loans money to someone buying a business with a liquor license, whether it's a restaurant or a liquor store or even a convenience store that has an alcohol license, they always take a pledge of the license. It's strictly security.
so we don't have to name
No.
Rockland as
They're
far
not as a manager, they're not.
as the
manager.
motion.
No,
No.
We just need to have Prey Patel
correct.
in the motion.
Okay, so do we have any comments from the public? Yes, sir?
So is there going to be a motion? Is this going to have to be is this going to have to be, Ray Capaco, resident, is this going to have to be reposted, or is this going to have to be reposted?
My understanding is that we don't.
I don't think you have to, as long as there's no objection for having Prey Patel as a manager.
Okay.
Right, the only thing we do is we take a risk if we continue and motion with Prey Patel because it was posted incorrectly. And later on, if somebody did have an objection to Prey Patel, they can object to it and fight us on that later on. We could move forward with this, but we do set up ourselves to it being objected to later on.
Yeah.
Okay. And so are the applicants at fault for the incorrect posting?
No.
No.
Okay. So I think this board should take it upon themselves to amend the posting, make the motion with the correct names, and move forward. It seems hardly fair to the applicant that they should have to endure any problems because of an incorrect posting that the board has to take responsibility for.
Yes, sir.
I think the problem would happen is if somebody got up right now and objected to it.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
And so I would expect the board to consider the objection and come to a resolution for a remedy so that the applicant doesn't have to suffer because of the board's mistake. Thank you.
Thank you. Is anybody on Zoom?
Yes. Is this Sandra?
Or
Is she
Sabrina.
with? Arthur?
Any questions in Zoom?
No.
Nope,
No objections?
no objections.
I think if there's no objections, we're okay.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Just open it up for any objections, I would say. Did you open it?
so it's open to any objections.
Seeing none, then I would recommend that the board close the hearing.
Okay, so we're gonna move forward and close the hearing.
So I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for ownership, the change of ownership for whiskey, from Whiskey Hill Liquors to identifying Prey Patel as a manager.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
David Dufresne, aye.
Rich Hacker, aye.
Derek Bailey's aye. Motion approved.
So so the motion should be from J and K Enterprises LLC to 2370 Main Street, Inc., and naming Prey Patel as manager.
Right. Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
That's the motion to
That's the
approve it.
motion,
Yeah.
okay.
We're just closing the public meeting.
Okay.
And,
So now we make a motion?
Yep.
well, you could ask if any of us have, because now you could have internal deliberation where it's just us.
Okay,
And if we have no objections, we can move on.
sounds okay. Do you have any objections?
I'm good with it.
You good? You're good? I am good.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the transfer of the liquor license from J&K Enterprises LLC to 2370 Main Street, Inc., Prey Patel,
Yeah, naming Prey Patel as manager.
naming Prey Patel as manager.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
David Dufresne, aye.
Rich Hacker, aye.
Derek Bailey's aye. Motion approved.
Would you also make a motion to approve the pledge of license
Yeah.
to Rockland Trust?
You can do that.
Okay.
So can we have a motion?
Yep. Arthur, are you an attorney?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you need the motion to be stated?
It's just that you do approve a pledge of this license to Rockland Trust, and then ABC will pick it up from there.
Okay, so move.
All in favor?
Well, second.
Oh, we have a second. We have a second, sorry.
Second.
All in favor?
David Dufresne, aye.
Rich Hacker, aye.
Derek Bailey's aye. Motion approved.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Now we're gonna continue with the Selectmen's fiscal year 2026 budget request with a discussion of any warrant articles needed for the annual or special town meeting. Anticipated vote.
So we still don't have the insurance numbers?
No, not yet. So, with regards to that, I would recommend, because FinCom has been asking for, some rough budget numbers for this department, because it's a relatively large budget. If we could conditionally approve the budget with the notion that liability insurance and workers' comp numbers could change, and I will notify the board once we get some solid numbers on those.
And I make a motion of that. So moved.
Oh, well, I would also want to discuss the copier lease. That's at 5,000. So I think the last quote that I had gotten from the current vendor was at $650 a month. So times 12 months, we're looking at 7,800. So that should be 7,800 on the copier lease.
Oh, okay.
Still much less than what we have.
So is the motion done?
So, do you want to discuss anything with it?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the budget with changes made in the recommendations of the town administrator to withhold the amounts of insurance and workers' comp until we have a firm number.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
David Dufresne, aye.
Rich Hacker, aye.
Derek Bailey's aye. Motion approved.
Okay, thank you. Next week, I'll have a draft for you of the articles that I've been getting. All the departments have been submitting them. They were due today, so we'll have those on for next week.
Okay. I think next we have our administrator report. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. This is just my monthly report for the month of February, just recapping some of the stuff that we accomplished in the month of February. We're doing one-on-one budget meetings with the town departments, explained and made it abundantly clear to every department that this is going to be a very challenging year budget-wise, especially with contract negotiations with Quabog, teachers union. The patrolman's contract is up. We have increases in utility costs, increases in insurance. Our insurance rate on the health side is over 15%. The non-union wage scale staff, that's pretty much settled. That's at a $50,000 increase, as you know, estimated for full implementation. So it's going to be a very tight, tricky budget year this year. So I've let all departments know of that. We ratified the fire chief's contract and negotiated that for another 3 years in the month of February. I met with the health agent, our backup health agent at the senior center, and she did our final inspection of all our kitchen equipment, passed all inspections. Kitchen's fully operational. We had a department head meeting on February 11th for the implementation of the new wage scale. Met with Rutland Regional Dispatch in Rutland and also in Barry to talk about a more centralized regional communication district center model approach for regional dispatch. Had a conversation with Peter Banco at Bay State, who's the president of Bay State Medical Center, for the much-needed rural healthcare facilities. Warren residents should have more accessibility to healthcare. And this discussion was facilitated by the Ware Business Association. Continuing to meet with FinCom on the FY26 budget. Working on getting quotes for liability, property, and casualty coverages beyond Maya. I had a conversation with some other insurance companies to see if we could be a little bit more competitive to save some money. It's still under review. We went out to bid for the senior center roof. That bid is out. It's advertised. We've already received some requests for some packets. Bids are due back March 25th. So we're hoping for a competitive price on that. And we participated in the final discussion of the town's Wrights Mills Master Recovery Plan. So we're hopeful that the recovery plan and the master planning around Wrights Mills will be wrapped up sooner rather than later. I just had a conversation this afternoon with Deb Bevan from the EDA. I had some concerns about one of the reimbursements. It's taking a little bit longer to get reimbursed on that I submitted in the beginning of February. I still haven't seen the reimbursement yet from the federal government. So I did call Deb Bevan this afternoon. She says that it's just slowed up at the federal side, but she doesn't anticipate us losing anything. In terms of that grant right now, we are locked in. We've been drawing down on that grant every month, and that was a prior fiscal year grant that was authorized. So as of right now, we're okay. If I hear something different, or if I have some concerns that something should change, I will definitely alert the board and let the board know. We don't have that much left on the grant, but we do have some exposure there, probably somewhere around $50,000 that needs to be paid out to Weston and Sampson. So, I'm hopeful that the federal government will fulfill their obligation that they made with the town a year ago. So we're hopeful that will continue. Tax collections for the month of February seem to be right on par, with a total of $608,000 in tax collections as of February 28th. The motor vehicle excise tax bills went out on February 18th. Tax collector had put those out in the mail for some of the fiscal year, some of calendar year 24 and all of calendar year 25 excise tax bills went out on February 18th. That's just some of the ones in 24. Some of the commitments that were late went out as well. But our normal commitment went out on time in 24. So we're plugging away. Emergency management has been very active with participating in trainings and in sirens. They tested the sirens at the beginning of the month, and they've participated in some activities. There was a dance on February 14th, and CERT members assisted with the dance for Parks and Rec, as well as attending some training in North Brookfield and doing some work over at Quabog at where they store some shelter equipment, preparing and getting an inventory of the shelter. Conservation Commission has been doing great. Karen has been working with the Conservation Commission as a new member, and she participated in some recent training at the Holy Cross recently with Joyce. So that's some of the departmental highlights for the month of February. That's for the month's recap. That will be posted on the town's website, as all my monthly departmental reports are.
Thank you, very good. Gentlemen, do you have any questions?
No.
David?
No.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, we have a discussion with possible vote to reappoint James J. Ferrera as town administrator for a 3-year term. Anticipated vote.
So, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, as you recall, we negotiated a contract last year for my renewal. My anniversary date is coming up next week, so I have to get reappointed.
It's been 3 years already, huh? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Time
Big
flies.
difference. It's a very good, an awesome asset for the town.
Thank you.
Good investment.
Yes.
Thank you. I love the town. I love everybody I work with, and I'm really excited to continue to work for another 3 years.
You're almost perfect. You need to move to town to be perfect.
There's always room for improvement.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Guys, any discussions about it?
No, I'm good.
I think it was a good investment. And if people don't know, Mr. Ferrara has pretty much paid himself by getting grants and obtaining different types of financial methods for the town, and he's pretty much paid for his contract through doing that, and then some. He's achieved a lot since he's been here, and a lot of changes have been made, and I think very wise to keep going with that, and I support it.
Excellent. So I see no other than make a motion.
Okay, I'll make a motion to reappoint Mr. James J. Ferrara as the town administrator for Warren for a 3-year term.
Do I hear a second?
Second,
All in favor?
David Dufresne, aye.
Richi Hacker, aye.
Derek Bailey's aye.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gonna make sure after you get this, you get sworn in, please, sir?
Oh, yes, I will.
And make sure you take your ethics. And
Yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of that,
Ethics.
I want to sign this one too. That's the liquor license.
okay.
Thank you.
Moving on, acknowledgement of the town award of Chapter 90 funds in the amount of 492,277 with 86 cents.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I received a letter from the governor and the lieutenant governor with the town's annual Chapter 90 appointment letter for fiscal year '26, and the town is on track to get approximately $492,277.86. So, the governor explains the formula, and we did receive some additional road money a few months ago for rural town that will be added to Chapter 90. You may recall that was about $117,000. So this will allow us to do some projects, but road work is very expensive. And, we have been creative with using other grants to supplement some of the deficits to get projects done. So we'll blend Chapter 90 money with maybe some CDBG money, with maybe some one-stop from growth money to try to, get us over the goal and finish a project. This is our annual letter that we get. The Chapter 90 money is under the purview of the Board of Selectmen. And, if the selectmen want to see, some requests made, then the selectmen can have a meeting with our highway surveyor, Jeremy, and you can go over the plan of, what he's planning on for Chapter 90 improvements.
It's a good thing. Any questions?
No?
I would just recommend having Mr. Jeremy Olson come in and make his request.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan. Next, we're gonna review with a possible vote to signing agreement between the town and the Massachusetts Department of Transportation for repairing or replacing the pavement along Route 19. Anticipated vote.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So before you this evening is a contract between the town and Mass DOT to just do that, to do some of the paving and repairing and replacement of a portion of Route 19. It is going to be funded directly by the state. The total estimated construction cost is almost 1.2 million. And so Jeremy is aware of this. He is pledged to work alongside Mass DOT. I think he's going to have his crew out there doing some prep work, very soon. And he is aware of this, and he believes that this is a good thing for the town, and we'll be getting some improvements along Route 19.
They do very detailed plans, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All the pictures of where they're gonna be taking care of ponding and everything.
Mhm.
Repairs on guardrails.
So we're gonna start in town and they go south?
Goes along Route 19.
But 19 starts way up in West Brookfield, right?
Well, yeah, they're going alongside of the one that's in this
There's a-
map here. There's a map
Yeah,
here.
there's a map. I think
I didn't see the map.
it says the project begins south and goes north to Southbridge, I think. is
Yes.
How I'm reading it.
Project begins at the existing pavement joint 200 feet north of Bridge, west,
Yeah, from,
Yeah.
so right side, just after going under the pass, going
right,
south, all the way to the Mass Pike.
correct.
Yep.
It's nice. What's the timing, do you know?
They're planning on starting soon,
Yeah.
you know, next few weeks, depending on when everything's signed.
Oh, good.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And I do have questions about signing. So
Oh, okay.
Maybe after we get done.
Yep, yep.
You can have Derek sign where he needs to sign.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do we have an idea of how long this is gonna take?
I think Jeremy said all summer.
All
Yeah.
summer.
That's what I think
I
Jeremy
mean, it's
said.
2.5 miles?
Probably
Takes
do
a
it in a
long
week.
time. They're doing all the edges, they're getting all the sediment up.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot, replacing
They're
guardrails that need to be
totally, yeah.
repaired.
This is awesome for our town.
Yeah, they're
because
doing
they-
a lot.
Yeah. And no cost to us.
Yep. As long as it doesn't do what they're doing on Route 9 right now by Rock House.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I sat there for like 30 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was the second car in line. Traffic didn't move for 30 minutes. Because they were blasting and everything. so,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, were they blasting?
Yeah.
So do we need a vote for this, or?
Yes.
You know, authorized to sign, yeah.
Okay, can I have a motion, please?
I'm good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'll make a motion to sign the agreement between the town of Mass Department of Transportation and authorize the chair to sign on our behalf.
Do I hear a second?
Second,
All in favor?
David Dufresne, aye.
Richi Hacker, aye.
Derek Bailey's aye. Motion approved.
What's foamed asphalt? Any idea?
Nope.
What is it?
You can Google it.
Foamed asphalt.
Foamed
Yeah.
asphalt?
Like FOAMED, foamed. Talks about it here.
I'm sure Jeremy can tell you.
Yeah. Alright.
It's a little bit technical, but
It's a sail coat and crack sealant type thing. It's a binder.
Oh, it's the rubbery stuff.
Yeah.
so it's like a little softer, just, you know. Just like Play-Doh, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Binding
easier to
agent.
take the shape of the, wherever they're putting it. Right. Next, discussion with a possible vote on the Massachusetts Interlocal Insurance Association health insurance rates for town employees fiscal year 2026. Anticipated vote.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. this evening before you is a acknowledgement to continue with Maya Health Benefits Trust, who is the town's medical insurance provider for employee coverage, and to have the board recognize and reflect on the increase for fiscal year '26. So the increase for fiscal year '26 for health insurance is 15.71% over the current rates. For dental, we're seeing a range increase of anywhere with an average of about 6.7%. However, our dental plan is tied to Quabog. So this is a letter from the treasurer. She is recommending renewing the medical coverage with Maya for this year. We're hopeful that in the future that rates will come down, because this rate is not sustainable for the long term. And we are looking at options in the future to get this rate down.
It's pretty drastic increase,
Yeah,
15% in 1 year.
yeah.
Well, almost 16%, because it's 15.71%.
Do we get any detail as to why this went up? You know, did we have a lot of claims? Did we have expensive claims?
You know, there's no really rhyme or reason. There was a survey that was sent out recently by town administrators to try to poll where everybody was at. And, you know, there's communities that received a 14% increase. There's communities that received a 19% increase. There's some communities that received a 6% increase. You know, it's tough to say. You know, and you know, there's a little bit of a variation of different plans. The plan that we offer is very good, and may not be the same as other towns.
Right.
So, you know, it's tough to say.
It's too many variables. It's insurance. It's complicated.
So, do we make a motion?
Okay.
David, it needs to be signed by the treasurer.
Okay.
On the motion?
So authorize the treasurer.
Yes, please.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to approve the Mass Interlocal Insurance Association Health Insurance rates for town employees for fiscal year 2026, and authorize the treasurer to sign on our behalf.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
David Dufresne, aye.
Richi Hacker, aye.
Derek Bailey's aye, motion approved. Warrants and bills.
I'm still stuck on the 15%.
16%.
Oh, yeah, 16%.
And the Board of Selectmen don't get anything with those benefits.
No. Okay. Make a motion to pay the following warrant: accounts payable number 35 for the amount of $67,850.38.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
David Dufresne, aye.
Richi Hacker, aye.
Derek Bailey's aye, motion approved. Bills?
Bills? Make a motion to pay the following bills: Amazon Business for a total amount of $568.38. Electrical Wholesalers, Inc., in the amount of $3,239.89. Verizon for $24.53. Town of Warren Sewer for $630. Calco for $232. And Edward J. Collins Jr. Center for Public Management, $19,000.
That's for the study, right? And
It's for the
it's,
study.
this is from a grant.
Yep.
Which is less than what we had budgeted for, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. We're actually gonna have to turn back money from the grant. I mean, the grant was 20 grand, so it only cost us 19.
Oh, okay,
So we're gonna have to give 1,000 back to the state.
yeah.
Maybe you can get that
They won't
authorized.
repurpose the funds.
There's a try.
So this was this money we asked on a town meeting
We asked for a town
to
meeting
vote,
to
we
do
got the
it.
vote.
We got it, and now
And
we're,
then you did your,
we got a grant, and now, the grant is, we're paying off the grant with grant funds.
so in the name of the town, I thank you for doing that,
No
Mr.
problem.
Ferrera.
No problem.
I don't think he seconded.
Yeah, we haven't had a second yet.
Oh, do you have a second?
Second,
All in favor?
David Dufresne, aye.
Richi Hacker, aye.
Derek Bailey's aye, motion approved. Next, we have approval of any meeting minutes.
You, Mr. Iacocca, you all set?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the following minutes for meetings held on February 6th, 13th, 20th, and 27th.
Just making sure that we are all in here. Do I hear a second?
Second,
All in favor?
David Dufresne, aye.
Richi Hacker, aye.
Derek Bailey's aye, motion approved. Town administrator report?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I just want to update the board on a couple things for the weekly report that I give. Number one, Entree Technologies came in this week. They did the install for sewer. So the sewer computers are here. So the sewer clerk, the two computers down at the sewer plant have been replaced. The old computers are in my office, waiting, just, there'll be a waiting period of a few weeks, just to make sure that all the data has been transferred over. We're pretty confident that it has, but we're gonna keep them, just in case, for a few weeks. We'll keep the monitors in the archive room downstairs as backups. Those are, some of them are in working order, and they're fine. The actual hard drives for the computers, they will be destroyed by Entree after the few-week period goes by, and we'll get certificates on those that they've been destroyed. So the rest of the computer rollout has been scheduled. That is going to start on February 24th. The last week of the month, and we will, last full week of the month, and we hope to get that rollout done within a week.
Hey, someone asked me a question about that. Are we gonna get a notice ahead of time that they're gonna come into our offices?
Yeah, so I'm gonna send out a notice after tonight. So after tonight, there'll be a notice to all departments that on the 24th through the 28th, they're gonna look to do the install. And so we're gonna go through, the old computer will be brought to my office, we'll hold on to it for a few weeks, and then they'll come in and they'll give us the decommissioning certifications that they've been destroyed, the hard drives. Monitors, again, will be in the archive room, so as backups. So we're gonna start that process. The weatherization process has been delayed due to some paperwork that they're working on to get over to our building department. So they were supposed to have it in by Wednesday. They needed an additional time. So we're hopeful that that project will be starting relatively soon, within another week or two, and we'll be moving forward with that. I've also been in contact with Tony Roselli, who is our auditor from Roselli and Clark. They will start their annual audit come Monday. So departments have been notified, all the financial departments have been notified. They're gonna be putting together a whole bunch of information for the auditors. We will have a federal audit, because we have expended over $750,000 of federal funds this year. I think, for fiscal year '24. Fiscal year '24, we spent approximately $1.2 million of federal funds, so we will have that federal audit to comply with. And so, because we have to comply with that federal audit, it's very time sensitive to get these audits done by the deadline of March 31st. So Roselli and Clark, I have to give them kudos. They've switched into high gear because they're all swamped right now with audits, and especially prioritizing ones that have federal audits can be tricky. So they do a lot of communities in Mass, and they were able to get us in. So we're gonna work with our finance departments and team to make sure that we can get that information over to Roselli and Clark in a timely manner so that they can complete what they need to complete in a timely manner. But I have been in contact with Tony, and he's on it, and I have full confidence in our finance team to get that. I had a meeting with the finance team 2 days ago, and we talked about just not only the fiscal '26 budget, but also the looming audit that's coming. To prepare for that, I will have a letter drafted for Tony for Monday when his team gets here, addressing all the comments that he had made in our management letter that we got last year, and the progress we've made on that. So I want to highlight that. So as soon as Tony comes with his staff, he's going to get a letter from me and showing him what we've accomplished in that year, so we can show him that we just didn't put the management letter on a shelf and forget about it. So we can show him some of the progress. There's still some things that we need to work on, but a majority of the stuff we can provide responses to and get him some hard resolves to some of the issues that were mentioned in there. So we're working towards that. It's going to be a busy next few weeks. Working with the finance committee, they met this week, and I attended their meeting. They are going through the budgets. They met with the assessors, with the Board of Health, and what was the other department? The assessors, Board of Health, and Parks Department was this week up. So they've been giving some guidance with the departments. I've been working with the FinCom on that. And last night was a late night for me. I had teacher contract negotiations over at Quabog. They are going, and we're hopeful that we can come to some terms, but it may be a long process.
When's the next meeting?
So the next meeting, yeah, that's one thing that I'm not crazy about. The meetings are spread out too far out, I feel. The next meeting isn't until the 25th.
When do they have to finalize it?
Well, there's no set date. So I mean, if they can't come to terms within the next couple meetings, it could be kicked up to mediation.
So has there been movement, or like both sides fixed?
Well, I can't get into specifics into that because
No.
that was an executive session, but
Okay.
there has been some movements on both sides.
Okay,
Not substantial, but some.
all right.
And so as we're moving forward, we have we're working on that. I'm working with the patrolmen. I'm meeting with them tomorrow at 1 for their continued discussion on contract negotiations, and is my goal to get this contract wrapped up, by the end of the month. This one. Goal.
It's a goal.
So we have a lot of things going on in town, and we got our monthly business report from Entree for cybersecurity, and we've seen some improvements, but we certainly can be doing better with participation on the cybersecurity stuff. So that will be continued to be stressed at department meetings.
So this report doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay, which one? Which page?
So phishing simulations, there was one campaign, 50 emails sent. No action taken, it says 100%. Open email, 100%. Click the link, 100%. Submitted data 0. So that means everybody open the email, click the link. Right?
No, I think they sent out,
that-
they sent out the email 100%. I don't think it was everybody clicked it.
Yeah,
Well, it says open.
it, click the link. If they click the link, they open the email.
So it's the link to look at the email, not the phishing link that was in the email.
Right,
It's the 0% below it.
right.
Okay, it's really, really
So it's
unclear.
100%, they sent it, and then 0% opened it, 0% clicked link, 0% submitted data, and 100% took no action. So nobody took action on the email.
So we did good.
So we pass.
All right.
Yes.
Right.
Does it make sense to you now?
Yeah,
It's only 2 bars.
it's not presented very well.
Right.
Yeah, I
right,
thought it
right.
was something else.
So on the training awareness, we had, 45, we had 28%.
But we had a decrease of 20% in people who passed,
Correct.
which isn't so great.
You're right.
So,
It's only 5 questions.
I got them all right.
I failed
did
in
too.
one
I
and
did
passed.
too.
I failed in one. I had no clue what they were asking.
It's there.
They all
I'm trying
came
to
out.
think, what was the training?
That was the last question.
Yeah,
When was the last training?
no, what was the last training?
Phishing users?
No, not fishing.
How to avoid phishing scams, multi-factor authentication, bring your own device, how to avoid phishing, PHI security, and PHI policy.
Yeah, there's only what? There's only 12 of them, right? Total? 12 trainings?
I don't know.
It's one
Oh, yeah,
every
one a
month.
month, yeah.
Yeah, 12 trainings.
Yeah.
And they only last about,
10 minutes.
not even, yeah, with the test in it, it's like 10 minutes.
Yeah, another pretty quick.
I would like to suggest for them to open the ones that we haven't been taken.
They should
But
leave them all open.
Also, the ones that we already took, leave them open, because sometimes you can have, what was in that training? And you can just click, open it up and review it. Or have some sort of library where you could see the instead, because I go back over there, and you click on it, you can't open it anymore. You know what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
You know, the
So you
training-
can refresh your memory.
refresh, or you have a question, or you
Yeah.
remember, oh, I saw that in a training, where was that? And you go and
Yeah,
clicking up, so
Yeah.
open them up,
open them up, okay.
and all of them, the non-taken and the already taken. I mean, they don't have to retake it, it's just to see the information. You know, like, what was that last question?
Yeah.
Was that last
Which one
question?
did I miss?
Yeah.
Right.
No,
I'd definitely like to see them all opened up
Open,
too,
okay.
because it's
Yeah.
kind of a pain where you only get the one.
Mhm.
If you sit there and just dedicate like an hour to them, you can kind of punch out a bunch of them.
Mhm.
And then sometimes like fiscal year, or fiscal time, it gets hard to do something like that because you gotta pull away and, if you leave them all open, because when I did mine, all the other ones were
Closed.
locked and closed, and I had to submit a request to get them open so I could do them, and they're like, well, we won't be only open so many today, then you can get a couple tomorrow, and it's like,
Yeah, if
just
you're in-
open them all up, I just wanna do them.
Yeah,
and also for after review,
Yeah.
leave them up. I passed the last one, but I have a I need to go back and see
Refresh,
something.
yeah, okay. I will ask them to do that.
There's no secrets in there, so leave them open.
Yeah.
They're well done.
Oh, yeah.
They did a good job.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So what they would probably do is they will probably, at the end of the month, close them out and then wait a few days and reopen them, because then they wouldn't
Yeah.
know who did them and who didn't if they always leave them open.
Yeah,
right?
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good, sir. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
So
Any
if they-
questions?
The only thing with that is if they close them out, just let's get a schedule of when they're gonna be closed out, what days.
Mm-hmm.
So we know, like, from the 1st to the 5th,
5th, okay.
you won't be able to do training,
And then they'll come.
and then they'll come back online on the 6th. So this way we know.
Mhm. Okay.
And when people says, well, I dedicated this time to do them, and I can't do any slides now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Any questions for the administrator report?
No?
You mentioned that the new computers started deploying at the sewer department.
Yes.
So I'm gonna question the board over here if you would like to have Red Dot installed on those computers.
Yes.
It's under the umbrella, it costs us nothing to do. It's just one more tool, one more step.
Sure.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so eventually I'll stop by and put it over there.
So there's 2 down at the plant, and then there's 1 in the upstairs in Lisa's office.
Okay.
My only request is, Derek, when you do it, will you please show them how to cancel it if they accidentally hit it?
Yeah,
Because that's been the thing they always, I accidentally hit it and I don't know how to cancel it. I was afraid to click on it again.
thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Now, new business. I have no new business.
I don't have anything.
I forgot to
I have
put the old
one.
business.
And then kind of a comment. I got a request from a resident who is looking to redo her roof on her house. And I know the town can approve certain, like, home equity grant that we've done it before. I think we did it with the house that was over there, and then we had to sign off because she couldn't pay it back. and
But
we
you
went-
have to.
That's
you
through
have to
CDBG.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have
that
to
was,
accept that at the beginning. And we didn't accept it this year.
That was housing rehab.
Okay,
So it's part of the yearly grant cycle. We carve out a piece of the grant for housing rehab. And we haven't done housing rehab in a while. It's very difficult.
okay.
Trying to find contractors, the process is hard,
So is it still going on, or did we
No.
discontinue it?
Yeah, we essentially have discontinued it.
Okay.
I don't think CMRPC has a housing rehab program.
No,
Yeah, they
We
must
would
have
have to join up back
Pioneer.
with Pioneer Valley.
Yeah, or
Okay.
get them to administer it, which we did for a tiny bit of time after we moved to CMRPC.
Okay, so that
And I'm
answers
not-
my question then.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure the Pioneer Valley is doing it.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, they may not be.
Because there's a question, because West Brookfield just had a program where they did it with somebody. And it was asked if we offered that still, or if we did offer it. And I know we did it with one house,
Yeah,
but then that house, it didn't go through right.
yeah, there's a 15-year grace period.
Yeah,
Yeah, we are getting paid on one of them.
yeah.
It was a multifamily.
Okay.
If you Google it, housing rehabilitation program, a bunch of good information shows up, but it all ends up in what we're talking here.
Okay, I'll reference that for. And then the other thing is, you were talking about slow at federal.
Mm.
We submitted our home taxes, and they received it, the federal government received it, but they have not processed it yet. And it typically takes, what, a few days for that? Now it's been a few weeks now, and they still haven't processed yet.
Oh, boy. I just did
So,
mine, too.
people, just to be aware, it might be a little while if you submit your taxes, that it might take a little longer than usual. So,
I take a longer to get them done.
I try to get it right out the way, but,
Well, if you do it early, it's harder to file a fraudulent claim. If you get yours in first and somebody's trying to do a fraudulent claim with your social security number, yours is already in.
yeah.
But if you wait a long time, there's opportunity for someone to jump you in the line and, so just something to think about.
Oh, yeah,
Stop
thank you.
procrastinating.
I'll
And
stop-
with that said, always check your social security data and history. You can actually look at your history and see how much social security is telling you how much you've made.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of social security fraud where, say you made $100,000 this year, and then you check your social security reported data, and it says you made $350,000. There's obviously a discrepancy there, and you might want to notify social security that somewhere your social security number is being used fraudulently. So,
Yeah, okay. That's a good point.
All right. So that's for new business, right?
Yeah.
Old business, we don't have our list.
I know you said that, I forgot to print off the list.
Okay.
I worked on it, but I forgot to print it.
I have two. Oh, we already took care of two. Bringing up our website. I know we're in the process of getting quotes. But also, the section where residents pay, that one we have to include too.
Oh, yeah, the portals, yeah.
Yeah, the pay whatever, because I don't know if it happens to you or anybody in the public, but for me, I get so confused. I try to pay either sewer, water, or in excise tax, and it's a little bit frustrating for me to do it.
To Unibank, right?
Yeah.
Go to Unibank?
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know,
not
I do it-
straightforward. It's like,
well, we did a test on that recently, because
Yeah, the
you
sewer, I
were
was-
saying it was down?
yeah, I was saying it was
We
down,
did a test
so
and it
I
was
did-
up.
Yeah, I paid it, but it's not very friendly user.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's like a whole system that's out of our control.
Okay.
So like
Unibank?
Dawn contracts with them, the sewer department would contract with them, water
And
department,
school does too.
school, yeah, and then Unibank takes care of all that, so. It's an outside vendor, so it's their site. If it looks bad or is not functional, then,
It's just so confusing, and I can feel the confusion in the public, because it looks like the same vendor, but depending on if you're going to pay water, sewer, or school, or something about the school, like, sports you pay over there, but it's confusing. It is a little difficult.
Maybe we can have them come out and do like a tutorial or something.
Yeah, because I just get confused. It is hard to use.
Well, maybe we could add a little tutorial video, click this for a tutorial video,
yeah. maybe
like a
they have
link,
something, Yeah.
if they have one.
They may
To
have
help
one.
residents.
They may have one.
Mhm.
Any other old business from the list?
No,
I know,
we
I
just
haven't-
talked about the desk. That will come someday.
And
And
you
then
will,
up there, that will get put up someday. It's just a matter of which one goes first.
okay,
So old business, I would also say, let's take down those grant checks from 20-something years ago. Because we've done a lot more
Pleasure.
since then.
we can digitalize them and, store them and then save them on the website or anything. 'Cause 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 the website or anything
You know how many grants we've gotten since,
I know. A lot-
just
a
in the
lot
past year?
of- A lot of grants.
Maybe this was back when grants were a big deal and like, there were only like 3 available for everything, right?
Hmm?
Now they're all over.
So
the
that,
place.
those are 2007. The first two are 1999 and 2000.
Wow. 2011 right here,
2011.
USDA.
Yes, it was accomplishments, but I think having the money is more important than putting up a giant piece of plastic saying that we got the money.
Yeah, and they look crooked.
Yeah. I just think it looks tacky that we're putting up money like that. We should put like history up there. Like, it'd honestly be nice to have like old, town founders' portraits or something, or something art.
Well, we have those pictures that you wanted on the wall. We can put those up there.
Which ones?
The one of, not of the selectmen, but of other things that went on. They're in the office. I can show you afterwards.
Or even like the different pictures of changes of like the town. How the town has changed over the years, and historic places maybe, or something like that. Something that people would be interested in to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Maybe we
and
can
in
get
case-
Joe on that.
And in case we can spend some money, we can change the curtains.
He's thinking.
I think he was raising his hand. Were
Oh,
you?
to volunteer for that?
That's what I seen.
I saw his hand going up.
Nice.
Did you want to say something?
I'll wait till comments.
Okay. Comments and concerns.
That works great.
Correspondence. Do you have any correspondence?
I have not received any, no.
No.
No correspondence.
You don't wanna mention that thing on community hall?
Oh, I will mention, yeah, thank you, Rich, for reminding me. A gentleman did contact me, actually contacted me yesterday, and he asked if he could come in later in the afternoon. We had the town common redesign committee meeting, and then at 4:30 yesterday, there was a gentleman from the eastern part of the state that wanted to come in, and he has made an offer on the community hall down in West Warren, and he wants to, he's proposing to put in some housing along with some retail on the first floor, or office space on the first floor. And he got a zoning determination from our building commissioner, and he kind of wanted to get a flavor of whether or not the town would be in favor of supporting variances. And I said, I said to him, variances are a decision by the zoning board of appeals, but I would encourage him to put his entire proposal together and make a pitch to the ZBA. I said, I can't guarantee how it will turn out, but, I think the town is receptive to hearing proposals, and would want to hear what you're proposing. And I think, if you don't ask, you'll never know. And if you do ask, maybe you will be successful. I said, I can't really say anything other than that, And, I said that, it would make sense for the town to see some economic development in the building, and he's looking to invest between $3 to $5 million in the building. And I said, if you've got that kind of money secured, I think you should put together a proposal and bring it before the town and see what the town's people say.
Did he identify what type of business?
Housing in.
Yeah,
Oh,
what type of business?
No. He mentioned something about potentially some healthcare, some type of home health aid, because he was looking to do some type of housing for maybe people that are looking to downsize, and maybe are looking for smaller condos that they could also have some home health care on site.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that building in the master overlay?
No, it's not. And that was one of his concerns.
You mean the mill overlay?
The mill
No.
overlay? Or no, not the mill
It's in the
overlay, but
village
the
district.
village, okay. No, don't,
Wouldn't it be in commercial?
I don't know.
I think so.
Is it?
Should be, yeah.
He said it was in something that required him to get, some variances for setback requirements.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't think he mentioned it was in commercial. I thought he said village, but,
Hmm.
so I said,
Doors are open.
yeah,
Yeah.
bring your proposals forward.
We want progress. We want business.
love to see both those ideas, business and more affordable housing.
Yep.
So if I can also mention, Deep Roots Distillery in Sturbridge, if you know where that is, it's, across from McNuck's, the grocery store. So they have axe throwing and they have a distillery,
Yep.
right? They do gin and bourbon and whatever, vodka. But they contacted Laura and the planning board and they'll be on the agenda on Monday. And they're looking to open up something in Warren, either, it wasn't clear if they were moving or just wanted to open up a second facility maybe.
To an existing building or re-establishing a building?
I don't know. Just moving to Warren or relocating, so I don't know if they've talked to somebody already about a building or if they're looking at a site somewhere, but. they're-
Whatever it is good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of exciting. So that will be, watch the
I'm all
planning
for a
board meeting.
brewery.
Yeah, planning board, Monday at 7:15, and we have a couple other
I think
things
I'll
on
be
the
there.
agenda, but, yeah. You'll be there. But, yeah, tune in.
All right.
Awesome, very good. Do we move to comments and concerns now?
We should.
Yeah.
Any comments or concerns?
No, Rich looks really nice today.
No, get out of here. Go on.
Open to the public, any comments or concerns? Joe?
Joe Condrat, resident.
Oh, we got a list.
Oh, yeah. Now, like Derek said about the website. Well, last year, you people asked if there was anybody who knew anything about creating a website. Well, I found one. The sponsor is called Bluehost, and they create your own website. So it's one of those things that if you wanted to, you could look at it. Like it's
I
something
think
that-
we have to put that out for public bid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They would have to bid on the project.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of sites.
Now, another thing. In Massachusetts, there's such a thing as called a Handbook for Elected Selectmen. Do we have one?
Yep,
Good.
It's available on PDF too.
Yes.
and I have a copy of it in there.
I have a copy on PDF if anybody wants it.
I found out about the copy for PDF.
Yeah, that's done by the MMA.
Yep.
Yep,
And it's one of those things that, among the things that they said is with the Board of Selectmen, if you have a strong Board of Health, which I think we do, a lot of the problems can be handled by the Board of Health before they get bumped up to the Board of Selectmen. And in the past year, that's pretty well what has happened. Now, the only other thing I got to say is, when you're running for political office, even at a local level, persons running are more or less protected under a federal law. Well, Monday afternoon, a black Nissan missed me by about a foot. Unfortunately, I did not get the plate number. But I'm a strong believer in karma, so it's only a matter of time.
Mr. Condrat, can I ask you a question?
You know,
Do you feel this vehicle was aiming for you on purpose because of you running for a position, or do you feel like this was just somebody didn't see you?
he was flying low through West Warren, so I would say he's pretty well aiming. I mean, granted, I was near enough to the curb that, you know, when you're driving down basically the gutter, you kind of question it. And except for knowing that it was a newer black Nissan, and like I say, I was more interested in getting out of the way than checking the plate.
Did you
notify the
report the
police?
police?
Like I say, I believe in karma. I mean,
Mr. Condrat, if there was
I-
somebody attempting to commit a crime, you should have reported that to the police.
even if I had reported it to the police, by the time they got a crew officer there, it would have been long gone, and how do I know where it went?
Well, just in case what we're thinking it is true, at least you have a record of a report. So if it happens again, and it happens to be a black car again, and then it starts to build up.
Yeah, it was a black Nissan, but I'm not sure what model.
Why
Like
do
I
you think
say,
he was trying to hit you as opposed to just, maybe he was drunk?
Or what, looking at his messages on.
Yeah, that's probably more likely, actually.
well,
He got a distracting text from his wife or something.
yeah, well. In my life, I've been shot at. I've been beaten up probably a dozen times. I'm still here. And as many times as people have tried to, I'd like to say, push me over the edge, you don't push my buttons. I believe in karma, and I know what's going to happen sooner or later to whoever tries, because it does. Thank you.
Anybody else in the public or Zoom?
No one on Zoom?
So our next meeting will be next week on the 13th at 6 p.m. Same place.
Same bat time, same bat channel, right?
Yeah, same guys.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
We have a second.
Second.
All in favor?
David Dufresne, aye.
Rich Hacker, aye.
Derek Bellis, aye. We are adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone.